Welcome to Healthy Food, Happy You. I'm your host, Gina Lewis. And in today's ever-growing, stressful society, we at Healthy Food, Happy You would like to share with you some simple ways you can maintain your sanity, health, happiness, and also benefit the world by following a healthy diet. Today, I'd like to introduce to you a powerhouse of a guest, Juliette Tahar, president of Healthy Living, Inc. Welcome to the show, Juliette. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you so much.
I cannot tell you how inspired I am by your amazing organization and all the things you do in the community. Tell us how it got started.
It got started about 6 years ago after 15 years in the natural food business, working as a cooking instructor, as a private chef, as a caterer, doing vegan and plant-based catering gigs.
Yeah.
I decided to focus on education because along the way I found out that it's very daunting for people who want to start a healthy diet. It's really very difficult for them to get going and incorporate all the things they learn into their daily life, especially if they're busy and on a budget.
That's so
And
true.
so in 2006, I created Healthy Living, Inc., and I started volunteering at a women's shelter. So if you think that for, all of us who work and we have pretty stable life, eating healthy is difficult. When you're homeless or transitioning from homeless back to a more stable life, it's really even more daunting. If you're on a time budget, if you're poor, it's even more difficult. So our organization now does outreach programs for the community, both in shelters and also in youth.
Sure, I can imagine that's the case. People talk about, even now my husband and I are like, oh, sometimes healthy food can be so expensive, and getting it out there to the community. I've heard that you are now in 3 homeless shelters in DC and also have a popular healthy snack program in the after school program at Boys and Girls Club in DC?
Yes. So as far as the shelters, we have a very popular vegetable of the month at N Street Village, and it's always sold out. We have 25 seats and it's always sold out. It's funny, the ladies wait at the door. It's all women's shelters. Yeah. And so I demonstrate a seasonal vegetable and talk about the food history, the cultivation, the nutritional quality, the benefits, and then I demonstrate a very easy way to cook the vegetables. So, because one of the issues in the shelter is that because so many shelters rely on donated food, a lot of the donated food is heavy on starch. It's more comfort food. So, people in shelters have very little access to fresh food.
Sure.
So my goal is to introduce them. And we also work at Calvary Women's Services, which is another shelter in Washington, D.C. And we also do a very simple, easy meal. If you only had a skillet, what can you do in 5 minutes with your skillet that still is healthy?
Right.
So we do that. And then at Pathways, which is part of Calvary Women's Services, we do a full meal. And that's a transitional shelter. It's a place where women can stay up to 2 years and to reconnect with life and to get life skills. And there, as a group, we cook together a full meal based on plant food.
It's amazing how when you have that healthy food going into your body, your mind gets clearer, you get the energy to do what you need to do in life, and I can't wait to see the progress of this project.
And a lot of in shelters, a lot of women are ill and they tend to be, very much introverted, and just the action of cooking together brings everybody out.
Wonderful
It's
idea.
wonderful.
I love that. I heard you brought a chef for us today.
I did. We have another popular youth program at JLF Community Center in DC, and we work with the Boys and Girls Club after school program. And we have a very popular healthy snack program. And my sous chef and assistant, Jen Ware, has taken off with it. She's in charge of it, and she does wonderful.
It's so nice to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you so much. Are you going to be back to join us?
I will. I'm going to let you. You're in good hands with Jen, and she's going to tell you all about our program and the recipe we're making. So it's
wonderful.
Have fun.
Thank you so much, Juliette.
Okay, Gina, so today we are making a very simple, healthy snack that's perfect for active children. You're talking about the energy.
I have 3.
Yes. So you're talking about the energy levels given by healthy food, and for kids, especially ones doing sports and having to do homework after school and stay focused in class.
You said energetic kids. So if your kids have energy, you want to give them more energy.
Well, they got to maintain their energy through all their activities,
This
right?
is good energy. This is
good
not
energy.
the unfocused, crazy energy.
Exactly. Because when you're eating a bunch of refined foods, it just zaps into your blood. You get this high, and then you
sugar
crash.
High, sugar crash.
So our snack today is going to be a simple black bean salsa. And black bean salsa is great because you have protein in your beans. You're going to have some carbs in your corn. And you're going to have all the great vitamins from your cilantro and your lemon or lime juice that we're using today, and tomatoes and onion. So it's a powerhouse of all sorts of great nutrients.
I love it. So let's begin.
Okay, you could be using any type of tomatoes you want. We find these ones to be a little bit more meaty inside.
What kind are these?
These are plum tomatoes.
Plum tomatoes.
Yes, so they're a little more meaty inside, less with the seeds, because we're actually going to just stick our finger into this cavity and remove our seeds.
Let the kids do that.
Yeah.
That's a great activity.
It's a good gooey activity.
Yeah.
So we do that because we don't want our salsa to be swimming in a pool of goo, basically. You want your salsa to have a little more substance than that. So we'll just
That is why I love doing the show, because you find out the little tricks of the trade that chefs know. My salsa always comes out runny, and I never knew why. So
yeah, you just got to remove the seeds. So you want to try?
Yes, love it. Thank you.
There we go.
This could be scary.
Finger in. And then usually just is pretty. Usually the
Feels
cavities.
like a science experiment.
Usually there's one on each side with this kind of tomato, but sometimes like this one has 4, so you just go with it.
And you really got to get in there. Don't be shy.
And it's okay if there's 1 or 2 seeds left. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
So we'll just do all the seeds from all of our tomatoes. And then, so I've already chopped this one. You can see about little, maybe 1/4 of an inch kind of cubes. And it's salsa sized is what I always tell the kids. Like, you've eaten salsa, so you know what a salsa sized piece is, right? So we're just going to chop our tomatoes into little simple slices here.
And I love that this is about the most preparation you're going to have to do for this recipe.
It really is.
You just
really
grab your canned beans, your frozen corn, tomatoes, and go.
So we have frozen corn today because corn's not quite in season yet. But actually, you could be using fresh corn. If you got it from the farmer's market, you could just decob your corn and go with it just like that. We've done those demonstrations at some farmer's markets in DC. And so that's super convenient. Now, if you get corn on the cob from the grocery store, you might want to just steam it a little bit before you put it into your salsa.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. And I would say bagged corn from the freezer section is going to be a little better than canned corn, but if you had canned corn at your house, you could use it. And I say it would be better only because of the sodium levels and such in generally in canned products. Your frozen corn is going to be closer to fresh. So fresh is always going to be better. It's going to have, just more vitality in the food that you want to give to your kids. So now our black beans there, I already drained them, but again with the goo. So you want to definitely drain your beans. You could rinse them if you wanted to get a little bit of the blackness. We're using black beans. And they have a little bit of, when you cook black beans, they have a little bit of blackness to the water, and that kind of stays on the beans. So if you wanted your salsa to be a little bit more vibrant, you could rinse the beans. We did not do that, though.
Should I go ahead and dump?
Go ahead and dump them in.
All right.
Now, in addition to our beans and our tomatoes, we are going to have some cilantro, which we will mince. So cilantro, move this, I'll trade you this for this. So our cilantro, what you do with that is you just pull the leaves off, and if you grip your fingertips around the stem and you pull, the leaves will come off for you.
Not always.
You can't be, don't want to muscle up to it.
Oh, see, that's the
You don't want to
problem I
muscle up to it.
have.
You got to have a gentle touch.
All right. We'll try
So,
my ballet
You just
daintiness.
and if you get a little thin stem,
Uh-huh.
that's okay. I mean, we can mince that. It's just the thick stem that you don't really, I mean, it wouldn't hurt you, but.
Sure. And sometimes I actually gnaw on those too.
Yeah.
I have to admit.
Cilantro has a nice
No
kind
part
of
goes wasted for me.
lemony smell.
Yeah.
It has a very fresh, it's very refreshing.
I
Now,
love it.
If you wanted to make black bean salsa and you had everything else and you did not have the cilantro, you can still make black bean salsa. It's not necessary.
Can you add other things?
You
for
absolutely could. If
Flavor,
you-
like spices?
You could. You could add some cumin. You could add some coriander, chili powder, paprika, if you wanted to spice it up. You could also, if you like spicy, you could do a jalapeno pepper and mince it really small.
that
Just
sounds
dice
so
it
good.
real small though, because you want it to distribute throughout the salsa instead of just getting like a big chunk of jalapeno in there. But with the jalapeno, the hottest parts is going to be the seeds. So if you remove the seeds, it'll make your jalapeno slightly less intense.
Welcome back. We have finished our cilantro, and now we are moving on to the onions. Is this going to make me cry?
They always make me cry. I put on my waterproof mascara today.
It's
So-
tears of joy. This is Healthy Food Happy You.
Exactly. So a quick tip about cutting an onion. You want to cut your onion in half through the stem or through the root where it's hooked together, and then peel it. I cut off the front part, and now I'm going to cut to the root but not through the root so that my onion ends up in equal pieces. And
Again,
I'll show
those
you-
little tips of the trade.
I'll show you this. So now my onion ideally would be entirely held together like this.
Is there any
this-
reason we're using purple?
Purple onion, because for when you're doing raw food, purple onion is a little better for that. It tends to taste a little better. I think it's a little less acidic.
Okay. Is
So we're
this
just
the
gonna-
sweeter?
Yeah,
like
it's
the
a little.
onions? Well, yellow. I
Well,
think
yellow,
is-
but onions always get sweeter when you cook them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little better for raw. So then all you're left with is just this root. So we'll go ahead
That's so good.
and throw our onions in there. So the last thing to do is add our corn.
Ooh, I can do that.
There you go. And then I'm just going to do a quick mince on our cilantro that we pulled earlier. So mincing is just making it very small.
Okay.
And you have a knife where your knuckles are not hitting the counter like mine. You can just do a quick mince. You hold your knife down with one hand, and then you swivel it around your cutting board with the other. And you can bring your ingredients back together.
This smells so wonderful. I wish
Yeah.
we could share this with the viewers at home.
Smell-o-vision, right?
Smell-o-vision. I like it.
Yeah. Our healthy snack program that we do with the Boys and Girls Club, it's a hit. The kids are lining up to get it every day. Oh my gosh, Miss Jen, can I come to Healthy Snacks? I'm like, you gotta ask the rest of the counselors there because they choose who's in it.
Yeah.
So, but they will cry sometimes. They don't get into healthy class. Healthy cooking class. Yeah.
Usually, when they get involved, they feel like they're a bigger part of it.
They do. So I'll let you stir that.
Yes.
So the only two last things to add to our salsa are just a little bit of salt. We're using sea salt today. Sea salt has a lot of additional minerals than regular salt. So it's a nice way to give yourself a little bit extra.
And
now-
nutrients. and-
Yeah, a little extra nutrients.
Yeah.
Now, but you could use regular salt also. And then we're going to be using some lime juice. But if you had lemon, that's totally fine too. And it's all to taste. It's going to be, a few tablespoons. But if you really like it lemony or limey, you add more. If you really like more salt, add
Yum.
more. But that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to try this.
You're
so
welcome.
we are going to break and set this out on the table for us to enjoy. We'll be back with Juliette and Jen, and we'll see you then.
For years, scientists have explored remote corners of the Earth, searching for exotic substances that might help prevent cancer. At last, man has discovered a secret place where powerful remedies can actually be found. Medical research shows that a vegetarian diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can help prevent many types of cancer. Wherever you live, cancer prevention is as close as your grocery store. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
Welcome back to Healthy Food, Happy You. We are here with Juliette, Tahar, and Jen Ware of Healthy Food Inc. And we've got so much to discuss. We're going to be enjoying some of this Jen's Black Bean Salsa that we just made in the kitchen. I'm super excited. So I heard you have a fundraiser coming up May 19th.
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
Yes, because we're a non-profit organization, and so we rely on fundraising activities and donations and foundation grants and fees for our programs to sustain ourselves. So we have a big fundraising event coming up May 19 at the Black Ankle Winery. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a famous chef from the World Bank is going to come and pair organic wine with plant-based dishes. And Mount Airy, where the Black Ankle Winery is a little bit north of Frederick, Maryland. And it's beautiful country, and welcome everyone to come and join us.
Is this something that maybe for a date night, a husband could
perfect.
take his wife out?
Absolutely. Yeah. Perfect. Because we would be giving the participants a chance to visit the winery and learn how to make wine, and we'll again show them about wine and
attire.
discuss.
What should we wear?
Oh, casual but nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there'll be a chance to sample wine and sample food and mingle with, and then we'll have raffles and gifts and.
Yeah, I'm excited. So, honey, guess what we're doing
Yeah.
on May 19th? I guess that would also be good for companies too, for like group building, team building, to get out there. And so, yeah, if your company needs a team building exercise, outing, excursion, this is a great little opportunity for you all to get together and raise money for a good cause. Money doesn't grow on trees, so we need your support.
No, it definitely does not.
Yeah, and speaking of all the benefits of your money, this organization really puts its money where its mouth is, because you can see the direct impact on the community in DC. Tell us a little bit more about the children's programs, and I know you have some classes coming up as well.
So right now for our children's program, we recently received a grant from Youth Service America, which is all about youth serving youth in their community. So our youth at the Boys and Girls Club they've just started presenting now, but they put together a presentation about eating healthy, what to eat, how to eat healthy, and last week they did their first presentation at another Boys and Girls Club, and they will do another presentation this Wednesday. So we're going to do several presentations throughout the month and then have a celebration at the beginning of May. And the grant culminates on Global Youth Service Day, which is at the end of April. So at the end of their presentation, they are actually being chefs and presenting a snack to the kids watching their presentation. So they selected.
How fun. That is so cute.
Yes, and they were the chefs. They selected the snack that they would make. So they chose to make smoothies. And smoothies are a great thing because, exactly, it allows them to teach the kids that they are speaking to about a way to get healthy, natural sugar, because there's no refined sugar in their smoothies, and they're not from a mix. They're from actual, real frozen fruit and fruit juice, and it's very simple to make, and they add some agave syrup for some natural sweetness to their smoothie.
Yeah, that is a really good educational opportunity too. I know when I'm out with my kiddos and we're at popular chains, they'll see the fruit smoothies and they're like, Mom, please, 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 can I have this fruit smoothie? And you're like, and they'll tell you, it's fruit, it's gotta be good. But
it's true, you know, to hear a kid tell you that a fruit snack is healthy because it says fruit on the label.
I hear that all the time.
I'm like, wait, stop. Here's what we need to look at. Let's flip the package and look at the back, and what's the first ingredient? Sugar?
Sugar.
And there's no fruit in the package? What? And then it's kind of eye-opening for them. They go, wait, what? There's no fruit in fruit snacks? And that's one of the things
They're
we
being
actually
misled.
Yeah, that's
they had one pulled over on them.
Yeah, so that's one of the things they learned prior to going out and teaching other kids. We had all these sessions where they would learn about different, aspects of eating healthy, whole grains, vegetables, and sweeteners was one thing we talked about. And every single kid in the group knows somebody with diabetes. Everybody does nowadays.
Right.
If their dad doesn't have it, their dad's friend does. So, you know, we talked about making better choices as far as the packages we pick up, as well as the types of sweeteners we're putting into our life
Agreed.
on a regular basis.
Gives them something to be proud of, working towards,
Yeah.
and showing off, and then they really take it to heart and enjoy a lifestyle of eating that way.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, during the snack program at JLF, the children who make the snack serve the snacks to their peers, and I think that's their favorite part.
It is.
They're so
Oh my gosh, it is.
proud of what they made, and so they do everything from beginning to end, including cleaning the kitchen. I mean, it's part of the whole kitchen etiquette. Learning about knife, how to handle a knife.
Yeah, that's very
learning how to stay clean in the kitchen, and they learn the whole how to be a chef.
Yeah.
And when they do it, we find that when kids are in control of what's being eaten, they'll try something like hummus, which a lot of them, I mean, it's becoming more and more popular in our society, but a lot of the kids, we made hummus the other day, and they're at the food processor, and they're just like, oh, a little more of this, a little more of that, and I'm like, okay, it's time to try it now. What?
Oh, no,
and
it's
then,
hummus.
Yeah. Like, hummus, what is that? So then a brave soul goes, all right, I'll try it. They get their little dip, and it's delicious.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones, of course, want to try it then, and they go, oh my gosh, it is delicious.
Yeah.
And it's totally eye-opening, but when they're the ones making it, it's like, no, you can't make it without
trying
it. No.
It opens their eyes to new things. Tell us about some of the classes that you have coming up.
So for our adult programs, we do public adult programs of healthy cooking classes. And we are at different locations in DC. At the Smith Center on U Street, we just had a class, and we're there periodically. We are doing classes at the Hill Center on Pennsylvania Southeast on Capitol Hill, and we have a class coming up at the end of May there. And all of our classes are plant-based and involve, you know, how to make great everyday food that is supportive of your health. We incorporate whole grains, you know, as much fresh vegetables. Sometimes we'll even do a dessert that is incorporating healthier sweeteners. And they're a lot of fun. All of them are demonstration style. And our current menus are always available on our Facebook events page, which we are Healthy Living Inc. on Facebook. And you can find all of our classes no matter where they're taking place there. And if you're not on Facebook, some people still aren't, you can get on our mailing list, and we'll send you.
Who's not on Facebook?
I've met them. Let me tell you, I've met them. So if you're not on Facebook, you can get on our mailing list. Exactly.
Okay.
And you can go to our website, healthylivinginc.org, and click the link on our homepage to get signed up for our newsletter. And we'll send you out basically a weekly reminder of what's going on and what we have to offer you.
I actually went to this website last night, the healthylivinginc.org. And they have a recipe link, which I personally appreciated because it just gives you a little sneak peek of what you might experience at some of these classes. And there's a full menu. So if you have a dinner party coming up or some kind of dinner party, you can go on there, try out some of the foods that you might be making at some of these classes. It really got me excited about coming to some of these classes.
Yes, I'd like to emphasize that all our classes are, we design a whole meal. Because that's what's most difficult for people. So you come to class and you learn how to plan, how to prepare a full meal. And it's everyday cooking. And everyday cooking doesn't have to be bland, doesn't have to be boring. Right. And we teach you how to make it just the opposite, exciting, delicious, and healthy.
Without having to go far and wide to find these ingredients too, right? Common ingredients.
And then we do everything under 1 hour.
Great.
That's our goal. If we can't make it in an hour, and sometimes less, sometimes half an hour.
We have gotten so busy as a society now. So yeah, I love that it's.
You know what's true about the hour? Our classes that we do in Georgetown, they are actually the first half an hour. We feed you dinner. So you're hungry after work. They're on Wednesday nights. You get there at 6:30, and from 6:30 to 7, you arrive, and we give you dinner.
I love it.
Yeah, so the format's pretty unique because most classes it's at the end, and our classes in other locations, of course, are not this way. So our Wednesday night everyday cooking classes The format is you show up, we feed you dinner, and then we move into the kitchen and show you how what you just ate was made.
Do you ever do private lessons if someone
Yes,
wanted to call and
absolutely.
have you or
I still do private lessons. I still do catering for private individuals. So absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and I also read that your vegetable or your theme this month is, or for the month of April, was sea vegetables.
That's a
So
whole
I love,
new.
yeah, that you get to experience something you wouldn't typically be familiar with, and really get to play with it a little bit.
Almost all of our classes for April were featuring sea vegetables in the menu. So we had arame, wakame, kombu,
nori. We did some nori
I
rolls.
love
rolls,
nori,
homeless.
sea palm.
Yeah.
So we just packed all of our menus with at least 1 or 2 sea vegetables.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, ladies. And I am going to try this delicious salsa that we have worked so hard slaving over in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, it is so flavorful. I wish I could share this with all of you. It's so good.
If only you guys could try it too.
Exactly.
But it's so simple and you can make it at home.
Yeah, it's so easy and the flavors are just fabulous. I'm going to dive into this when we are off camera. I don't want you to see this. If you want to learn more about what you've seen on the show today, more about Juliette and Jen and Healthy Living Inc., please go to healthylivinginc.org. And also, you can go to our website, healthyfoodhappyyou.com, to see recipes, download upcoming see upcoming shows, previous episodes, and learn more about what Healthy Food Happy You do for you. And also, if you have any ideas that you would like to see on the show, topics discussed, please look us up on Facebook, because your idea could be on the show. So we'd love to see that and interact with our fans and viewers. Thank you, ladies, for being here today.
For having us.
We are going to enjoy this delicious salsa.
I've been waiting for this.
Ladies. See you next time.